Yeah, so if you apply for a planet, right, that actually functions as your raffle entry to get as much as 10,000 IMX, which is
Whoa.
yeah.
Nuggets is like my family.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Nifty Nuggets Drive-Thru. Please make sure you subscribe to our channel and like this video. If you want to find more information about us, you can follow us on Twitter at NuggetsNifty. And you can also download this episode on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. We hope you enjoy the AMA.
All right, welcome Nugs here to another awesome event. Today we bring you the PlanetQuest AMA hosted by your very own Nifty Nuggets. We have Paulo from the team. Paulo, if you could bring us up to speed with PlanetQuest and yourself by first letting us know a little bit about yourself and any experience that you've had in the NFT space before you started the project, and then how you came to start PlanetQuest from that experience.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Paulo. I'm I'm the head of partnerships in Planet Quest. Also in community and content, a little bit here and there. How I started in the space was about last year, I think. Last year I was funny story. I was in this project in Solana, and then I kept complaining a lot in from the community. I was just a spectator. And then I complained so much that they turned me into a mod. And after they turned me into a mod, I complained a lot more. And then eventually I made it all the way to leadership in a in a crypto project. And I I had several roles since then. All the way to raising funds with speaking with venture capitalists and doing hosts of AMAs and being a go-to in between KOLs and yeah and just and planning content calendars, um, hosting games, quite a number of things. Yeah, mostly community and content stuff. And since then, I've moved over to IMX to Planet Quest, and my main role now is it's quite a bit of swell. It's a startup, right? So as any startup goes, we just plug various holes. So the hole that I'm plugging right now is really just bringing more value to Planet Quest partners, and for getting as much value as well with our relationship we have with them. And yeah, that landed me with some talks with one of the Nuggets, Millie, I think, from here, and she introduced me to you guys to Concept and Cloud, and now I'm here, and so I'm glad to be here.
Well, that's awesome. It's fun to have. It's always fun to have our neighbors from IMX in the building. So I want to understand like how this all I guess the best way to say is like unfolded for you. So you're starting to do a lot of community management for other projects where you eventually come into working with the Planet Quest team, correct?
And that's right. That's right. So
Now, what I guess what was the deciding factor for you of like why working what you've been doing but for the Planet Quest team?
I think one of the greatest things was working with Lauren. Lauren is our founder at Planet Quest. Lauren is just amazing. I think he's coded his own games since he was young, and he's just a lot more reliable. And I think in this space, having someone to trust in leadership is really key. In a world of ruggers, and whether it's quick rugs or slow rugs or whatnot, I just really appreciated the credibility that he brought into the space and the experience that he brought into the space, and just a lot more confident with staff. We have staff, our other co-founders are John McCoy, for example, who's worked and whose art is still contributing to movies, like even the Batman, right? And Rogue One and Doctor Strange and all these. So that's just heavy hitters. I think for me, even the rest of the team, I feel dwarfed at times, but I try my best in terms of keeping up with them. Yeah, so yeah, I just feel very confident with the team. That's really drew me into Planet Quest. Mm.
It sounds like you're having fun over there. I think the best way for us to go about it is for you to just let us know about
For
Planet
sure.
Quest.
Yeah, for
Bring
sure.
the community up to speed. Give us the crash course of what Quest is, and where is it lie today in the NFT space.
Yeah, if you don't mind, yeah, I'd love to share. So Planet Quest is a free-to-play survival explorer shooter uh, in IMX, right? We're one of the first we launched in about December, came out in December, and now the community is about 240,000 members. The game that we're launching is the alpha will be live by the end of this year. But how you would imagine it is it's a bit of an isometric viewpoint. So think Diablo, right? It's a bit of a top-down, but it's a shooter, right? So it has. So if you play games like Anvil, I think it's live on Steam or the perspective of Diablo, but add to that some elements of having classes or classes determined by gear, like in Apex. So what happens is the gameplay loop is you you get a link from someone. It's not on Unreal Engine 5 or whatnot. It's just you can play the game from any device, whether it's your wooden PC or a potato phone or a browser. So that's the kind of tech that we have. It's very accessible. You go into a link, you load your gear, you select a mission, you kick some alien scum, and then you get our tokens or bits of our other NFTs, which you can craft together and create awesome gear and unlock various classes. Yeah, so it's fun, and what I think why we stand out is we're very frictionless. Like I mentioned, you don't need a very high functioning PC to execute. And in fact, it can still be in its full 3D glory, right? In our initial testing, there's that. It's frictionless that way. And because we're IMX, we're gasless. That's also frictionless. And I think finally you don't even need to log in your you don't need to connect your wallet, right? Your IMX or your layer one MetaMask wallet in order for you to play the game. So I think that really helps us for our non-crypto native friends that they can really just adopt very quickly. And of course, it's free to play, right? So you don't need to put in any capital to play. Yeah, you don't need to put in any money or whatnot. You can just dive in straight. Mm. So where are we now is that we are ongoing. We have about 7 days left from our planet sale. The planet sale is the community sale rather is a very different approach. How so? Because we're not doing a first come first serve mint. I think we what we've noticed in the space is that sometimes if we do these kinds of mints, this it's very vulnerable to bots sniping or whales just consuming everything and then reselling at a ridiculous price or whatever scalpers out there, right? And we find that sometimes it really disparages the community or discourages them if that happens. So what we're doing with the Planet Sale instead is we're doing an applications yeah, so you do you apply instead. So you put in an application, say, oh, I want to buy this planet, I want to buy 10 planets with ABC faction, and I want to put in my details, and in the end, I'll put in a little a love letter of sorts, or where people put in their motivations. They say, oh, I think I deserve to buy a planet because ABC, I love Paulo and Lauren, stuff like that. And then I mean, it's a lot of work for us. We have to work through thousands of applications. Like right now, there's about 3,000 applications, right? That's totaling about, I think so to date, it's about 25 million in commits so far. But we're willing to grind through all the applications because we really want the most involved community members to get their own planets. So yeah, if you go to our website now at planetquest.io, you can actually see what the planets look like. They're really marvelous. The planet generation technology for our NFT is actually proprietary. So we have created it in about took us about a decade, I think, or it took the devs about a decade to do it. It's not just, a picture with six attributes and whatnot. It's actually like dozens of sliders that determine the degree of water, of lava, and the clouds and whatnot. All of it culminates into different classes of planets, whether it's a volcanic planet or an ice planet, and as I think finally just to cap it off, as a planet owner, you are owning a piece of the game actually. So what that means is you don't just own the avatar, you actually own a whole planet with all the living creatures inside and the services. You own it, and as little as 30 people can play in your planet, and you can take a cut of the yield of whatever, however much they earn. Mm.
Now, I think you said that you didn't need the IMX wallet to be able to play the game, but
Yeah.
I'm guessing that you're also able to play it by integrating the wallet, correct?
Yes. So if they want to, they can. I think one if players want to convert their assets into real world assets, then that's when they can have to connect, right? But the game access to the game itself doesn't have to be that cumbersome. Right, it's just click a link, or if you have a friend, right, who owns a planet, or you just want to go into unowned planet missions, you can do so. But the point is, you can just put up the game in about less than 10 seconds, and then you're done, and you just kicking alien back.
How, how many planets did you guys create?
um, well, we're gonna keep it dynamic in the sense that it for now, for the supply that we have at this stage is about 9,000 planets, or 9 to 10,000 planets, because each galaxy has about 3,000 planets, and that will have various tiers from common to legendary planets each. Yeah, but for this
Now,
sale, it's quite heavily discounted to about, it's 75% discounted. Yeah, so it's quite good for a community. Mm.
now, when you say dynamic, I'm guessing you mean it could be even more, right? Like it could
Yeah,
exceed
yeah, yeah,
9K.
yeah. Yeah, and we can even reduce it as well. It really depends. But I think our approach for now is to really keep the demand high. Is more likely, I mean, we have thousands of applications now. We'll likely just sell about 5% of it, based on the ranking of how involved you are as a community member, or how much of a fan you are, and then we'll scale it from there. This is based on our experience as well with Lauren's other ongoing project called Ember Sword. It's coming to IMX very soon, and the alpha is already. You can see a lot of videos on YouTube about it. I think they did similar approach there of having a community based or ranking based sale of their NFTs, and that really worked. And I think each community member from Ember Sword has at least about 4x the price that they paid, at least.
I've heard of Ember Sword. It's definitely one of the first ones making a lot of noise. I guess I would call it the play to earn camp after Axie. Um,
Yeah, it's MMO on blockchain essentially, right? And like I said, that really brings a lot of credibility because the creator, the founder there is the founder of PlanetQuest as well. It's just that we have a leaning on more the sci-fi shooter genre instead of the MMO. Mm.
Now, would you say that Planet Quest could be categorized like a play turn type game
I mean, you can, although we try to avoid the play to earn. I know I'm not sure if I'm being
the
pedantic here.
title?
Yeah, but we'd rather brand ourselves as a play and earn. The reason for that, and I hope that's not too meticulous. The reason for that is we find that play to earn games are mostly pivoted to having like the work class kind of people that just play in order to earn, but the gaming itself doesn't really take primacy. But I think what we're trying to produce here is a game that people will really enjoy firsthand, and not just endure through it through like other games that are more like clicking games or turn-based games that take forever to execute your turns. So we are hoping to develop instead a very active. So the genre as well is very is live action live action. So they're dodging. There will be dodging elements in real time and projectile physics as well because it's a shooter, right? Yeah. So that's how we want to distinguish ourselves.
It's interesting. I was initially going to say play and earn, and then I said, let me just say play to earn and not sound bougie. But no, I get it. I know
Really?
that I know the distinction between the two, and I'm not
Yeah.
um, upset at teams that want to make the distinction, especially if they take their time to make a fun game, not a game that's going to be just so that people can try to earn a buck.
Yeah, exactly right. We really want to introduce a game where people where people do put in some money into it, right? If they really love it, but at the same time, what we're introducing a framework or from in our tokenomics that we're actually giving back 40%, as much as 40% back to the community, back to the rewards pool. So there's about a give and take in that sense. Mm.
The rewards pool is where people are able to derive resources for
Yeah,
um, play and earn, right? If any
that's right.
activities that they do
That's
in the
right.
game that got them a reward.
Yeah. But we're doing it in a bit of a unique way. Because I think what you have in other games is that it's almost limitless, right? As long as you grind for it, you can get it. You can get a lot of things done. But and especially if those games are having a dual token model. But how we're approaching it, we're doing a single token. We thought a lot about it, but we're proceeding with a single token model instead. Number one, we like I said earlier, we don't really want two classes in our community: people who hold the premier or the premium tokens, and then the another set of people who are just the worker bees. We don't want that. And number two, we don't want as soon as somebody finds an exploit or a bug or whatnot or a workaround around a secondary token, then there will just be an insane supply of it, right? And they will just milk it and farm it like crazy, and that really upsets the balance. So what we're pivoting instead, we're pushing for instead is a single token model, where and it also reflects the real world, right? You don't convert your currency into something else in the real world, and then there's another currency that's just unsustainable. So how we're doing it is a single token model, and the rewards pool have a cap have a daily cap. That way, even if you find a bug or an exploit, at worst you could do damage to the economy is to just take the whole rewards pool for a single day, but we'll fix it the next day. But instead of that's way better than an oversupply, right, and an exploit. Yeah, that you see in current games.
Now, I see you talk about the game in the future tense. Sometimes the game is already out, right?
No, so it's not yet. So what's
Okay.
live right now is because we just came out in December. So we're still building. What I can tell you right now is that we can see on our dev side, where you can actually see you can move the avatar around the surfaces, but that's not really presentable yet. What instead is happening right now is we're just doing the planets for now, right? Like I said, the planets are where the players actually play the game or will be playing the game. Um, and as much as 30 people. So instead of like having one NFT is to one player, you can actually have multiple people in one NFT with a baseline of $250. Right. So right now, rather, for our community sale, it's the full value is actually $2,000, but we're cutting it to $250 for now, just for the community. Um, yeah. By the end of this year, the alpha will be the pre-alpha will be playable by the community. But in the middle of that, before that, we are allowing access for you to be able to move around the characters in the game and maybe even see some, some wildlife. But then the full gameplay or the full alpha gameplay will be introduced, yeah, by year's end. Mm. So we're still
What
building. Yeah, we're still building.
I, the reason why I was a little bit confused is because I've seen Planet Quest in the IMAX marketplace for some time now. What previous NFTs have you dropped from the game?
Yeah. So we when we first launched, part of the reason why the community is so big in Planet Quest is as soon as anyone comes, we actually give them a free NFT, which is what we call the insignia. So if you go to the marketplace in Token Trove or Mutable X or whatever, or other marketplaces, right? You will see the insignias. That's the first ones. The floor of those is about 1.2 ETH, I think, and that's for receiving it for free. The utility for that is we're our first batch rather of NFTs, the insignia. The utility is we generally use it for airdrops. So whether it's airdrop from Planet Quest itself, where the rarest ones get about 10,000 PQX, which is our token, all the way to about 1,000 for the common ones. Um, and they will also have access to airdrops from our partners, right? So if IMX decides, or like Infinity Force, or more of our partners, which they have pledged to do so, um, people who hold specific tiers of insignias will receive a different rates as well. So that's one. We've also released what we call the gear packs. The gear packs are not really the are once unlocked later down the year, you will actually be able to get every single gear that you need for a mission, whether it's for the full load rather from weapons and armor that will be unlocked. It will be randomly generated from that box. Right, and the third one that we're introducing right now is the planet, which is the main driver or the main asset for people to be able to play the game. Yeah. There's still more down the line. We're going to be releasing the Guild NFT as well this year. The Guild NFT is essentially a collection of planets. It can function like a DAO, and this will be and our partnerships with esports teams and guilds will be very relevant here. And then two more, the gear NFTs. The gear NFTs are essentially the the classes that you have, right? So whatever gear you wear, um, it will lead into you being a DPS type, a glass cannon, or a tank, or stealth one, or whatnot. And the more that you unlock different gears, the more classes that you unlock. So that's going to be really fun. And then finally we will have the artifacts. The NFTs, artifact NFTs. We don't have the full loadout of what the other artifacts will be, or we're not revealing them yet. But one of them will essentially enable you to terraform your planet, and modify your planet uh, class. Yeah, so it's like almost like a new mint, changing from ice to volcanic or something like that. Hmm.
Um, you say the game's coming out later this year, but the token's already out.
No, no,
The,
no, it's not yet out. Yeah.
oh, it's not out.
No, no, it's not out. So we only have the insignia, the gear pack NFTs, and our planets right now are being sold. Although
I
the
mean,
planets will not be given yet. Yeah, yeah.
I meant the Planet Quest tokens. Those are out already, right?
No, 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 no. They're not out yet.
Okay. Okay.
We haven't done our
Now,
IDO yet. Yeah.
when are you guys planning to have the IDO?
Likely when after we introduce our other NFTs. Yeah, that's probably. We're not really sure yet, but I think from what we've seen, we really want to have the community to be bullish and confident first, and have some baseline of what they have, and then commit to a token. I think the token will be another huge driver, like what the planets are right now. But I think we want to line up we want to queue it up very nicely to give them to essentially tell the community, here you go, here's what we have at PQ, here are all the NFTs, and now let's move on to the token, and then let's go live with the alpha, right? And hopefully maybe we can integrate some blockchain applications there, or if not, at the very least, we introduce people to the core gameplay first.
I'm curious, where has the Planet Quest been deriving most of their players from, or prospective players, the community? Like, are these people coming from within crypto? Are these people coming from within gaming? People coming from within IMX? Like, where have you seen that the community mostly hails from?
Okay, so it's a mixed bag, right? Because we're really one of the first um, um, better quality games in IMX. A lot of people are from IMX as well. There are people that have encountered Ember Sword and they want to get in on the second project by Lauren as well. As for traditional gamers, we have a lot of guild integrations as well. Um, so their audience is coming to Planet Quest happily since it's a free to play game, or it's going to be a free to play game. And but we haven't really we haven't really gone full blast on the marketing. If you've noticed, we're not really so hypey around it. We're really more product focused first, and then after that is really once it's live, I think the marketing will really boost a lot better, and because there's at least something even more concrete to show. But if people are early now, they get 75% off the valuable planets, and they get in on the community. Also, I didn't mention as well is that a huge part of our audience are really love sci-fi. So what we're trying to build, right, is a cinematic multiverse, right? And our players, what they love as well is our community. What they love as well is that they actually vote on how the lore of the game progresses every single week, right? So we have in-house writers. We even have writers. We're even writing a novel right now, and the writer is from Telltale Games, The Walking Dead, and he's even part of the Game of Thrones crew, the writing crew there. So what we're having him do is he's writing a novel based on how the players vote weekly on the life and death of the characters in the game. Yeah, so that's fun. And because we're building a cinematic multiverse, the team is essentially decked in terms of our concept artists and um, and production team, and because we're also hoping to launch the next media franchise. Right, we already have some staff for it, but eventually our aim is we produce a good game that can pivot off to other media like comics, the books, the movies, and all that. Just like how Dota has Dragon's Blood and League has Arcane, we hope to have PQ with Planet Quest with another franchise. And the beauty there is that you as a community member can actually look back on however the plot progresses in those media forms and say, I killed that girl, or 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 I saved this guy. I was part of it. I voted for that. So it really gets the community going that they are part of crafting the lore.
Have you been a part of any of the conversations with the team and maybe IMX as far as like if the game when it launches later this year, if it's going to need any smart contract functionality?
Yeah, yeah. Sorry. What specifically are you asking? We do. We have
No,
we do
because
have.
I know that Starknet is gonna come out with I forget the name of the the protocol that'll be their smart contract, but I don't think that that's ready for like towards the end of the year. So I was really wondering, like, is the team gonna wait more for Starknet to launch their smart contract platform, or do they feel that they can just be fine on IMX for their launch?
Starkware, right? I believe we're already integrating with Starkware. That's how we are making it. accessible. Their
I,
tech is
I,
really
I
what makes.
confuse which one is Starkware and which one is Starknet, but yeah, one and the same.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can't fully confirm this, but I believe we are already integrated with Starkware, as Lauren is already chummy with them in back in episode days, and especially with IMX, right? And that really enables us to be frictionless. Their tech is what enables us to be frictionless as well. Mm, yeah, like
Now,
accessing through a browser and all that.
being with a team member, have
Mm.
you been able to access any more of the game than what you're currently demoing for anyone to see about where the game is headed?
Well, we actually haven't we actually haven't demoed it yet, right? I
Okay.
only know because I'm part of the team, and I can see there are some leaks. However, the leaks are not. We want it to be the best possible form, right? So that will only come maybe in the middle of the year once once we're launching some product some product leaks from there. Yeah, but the core will be essentially the same. It's isometric. The reason it's isometric or top down is you don't have to render an infinite, an infinite perspective, right? You don't have to generate a lot of assets if it's top down. If it's if it's FPS, right? You have to craft what the player sees ahead of him, beside him, and everything else, right? And that takes a lot of processing power and makes it even harder to code. So, so because you want to be as accessible as possible, and you can boot the game in seconds, we're crafting it into an isometric view, so that all that you need to render from your device is just what you see from a top-down perspective, instead of a multitude of assets forward if you're in a first-person shooter. Or yeah, I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I'm understanding what you mean about how you guys made the game. I guess I don't know. I guess less intensive as far as graphics and things like that are concerned from an MMORPG.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, what has the feedback been from what they have seen so far from your community?
Oh well, if you see our planets, it's insane.
I did see
uh,
them.
it's
I think the
it's nothing like it, right? In the current in the current market, we really developed that. And sorry. Oh no, that's my feedback. We really developed it by ourselves, and we're really proud of it. And I think that's why the community loves it, because they know that whatever it is that we put out, it's going to be of good quality, because the people behind it are of good quality, right? I think they're positive about the fact that I mean, the price is a little high, I guess, for some of the rarities, but I think they're really positive about the fact that the utility doesn't change no matter what the class, or no matter what the tier of the planets are. The core is the same, essentially, that can have, X number 30 people to play in your planet. You take a cut from it. You can actually have multiple ways of playing the game, either by being a planet owner, or you play yourself, or you can lend out your gear down the line. You can In all of these, you can stake your guild NFTs and whatnot, and all of these have there's something for everyone, right? You can just trade, gears and stuff. You can just play as a player, or you can just sit back and wait for people to come to your planet. Yeah,
Can you share more about the pricing structure and how it relates with the rarities?
sure. 1 second. Okay, so the pricings that we have right now is the common NFTs, the common planets, will be $250. Right now it's 250 for the sale. 7 days left. The rare ones rather are priced at $2,000. But
My brain is doing like somersaults right now. Like when I'm talking with someone about NFTs and USDs, like
oh, sorry, yeah, we're
my
pricing that.
brain is like trying to figure out like what? Wait, how
What's
much
that
is
in
that
E?
in each?
Yeah, I think this is really part of
Nah, I'm messing
making it
with you. It's cool.
accessible. Yeah. Anyway, so it's 250, but for the common ones, and it'll be priced at 2K once the game is out. So in our marketplace, that will be its price, right? So before and after. So this is let's just call it sale and post and public price. So sale will be 2K, and public price is 8,000 for the rare ones. For the epic ones, the penultimate one is 5K, and then the release price is 20K, and then the final one is 25,000. And the release price is 100K. Yeah, the utility is that the the harvestable amount are varying according to the rarity of the planet. Yeah, so the we like to call it that the higher the tier gets, the heavier the planet is, and the more quantum there is. The more stable the quantum is, and the more you can actually harvest from it. Mm. But apart from that, the utility is the same in terms of players coming into your planet and you owning that planet and owning the wildlife and the habitats and the creatures inside of it.
I'm, I got a little confused when you were sharing the numbers there. Were you sharing the supply as well as the price for
No,
each?
no, 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 no. I was just saying the price. I was just sharing the prices. So there's a pre-release and a post-release price. The pre-release is the price that you are able to see in our website right now, right? I mean, it's the discounted price of about 75% compared
Okay.
to the release price. Mm.
Now, when is the release in comparison to the application that you're holding now for planets?
Well, so because the alpha is out next, we can't really say we can't really fully commit to it. But I think
Mhm.
what we're hoping for is that by the end of I think next year, we should be able to do that. So hopefully, like alpha by this year, middle or the start of next year or the middle of next year will be the beta. And if all works well, then by the end of that year next year, hopefully we should be able to go live.
So the discount is for buying now as opposed to buying when the full game releases. Is that fair to say?
Correct, correct. That's fair. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's the intention. Um, but you don't have to buy it in order to play, right? Because it's free to play. But this is really more for people who really want to get more value out of it, right? Yeah, when the game comes. Mm. Yeah, because you can play the
Um,
game as a free to play player, so you don't really need a planet, to play the game. But if you want to get in on having perks from the Planet Quest revenue, and you want to get your friends inside your planet and play together and whatnot, then yeah, buying planet will be for you, right? And at least you have it on discount now as opposed to later as well. Yeah.
nice. We have a question from our community.
Mm.
Benny Real asks, what are those insignias are for? I have like four. So which game can you compare Planet Quest?
Okay, so the insignias, I think, like, give me 1 second. Let me just pull in. I have
You
some.
explained early on how like it helps something about what you do with your
Okay.
planet, right?
Yeah, yeah. No, no, not really. So the insignias are more for one of the main utilities of insignias are for airdrops, right? And if you have there's four rarities, right? There's common, rare, epic, and legendary insignias. For common insignias, you get about 10 PQX vested over 10 months, so that's one PQX per month. For rare ones, you get a total of 100 PQX, 10 per month, 10 times 10. Epic, you get 1,000 PQX, so that's 100 PQX for 10 months and 100 times 10. And then finally is the legendary. You get 10,000 PQX, which will be given to you. Will be giving you 1,000 PQX per month for 10 months. Yeah.
Whoa, those things are coming out to be pretty profitable, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Hence the price is skyrocketing a bit ever since we released the utility. But that's not it, right? Because our partners will also be sending us some airdrops. Yeah, and that will be also most likely will be vested as well and given in accordance to the rarity of the insignias that you have that you receive for free, most likely. Mm.
Danny, send me two of those insignias, man. You don't need all of that.
Yeah, yeah,
Sharing is fun.
and this really goes back to our ethos, right? Which is that the community always wins, or community first. So I mean, just by going into the server, you already get a few free NFT, and down the line, that free NFT can, that insignia NFT can get you our tokens just for holding it, you know? So, yeah.
If you know, I mean, yeah, the art, the graphic, the detail looks. I mean, it's pretty appealing. Like you kind of can stare at it for long periods of time. What do you know about like how they created this art? Anything that you can share with us?
I can't really share the
Uh
intricacies of
oh.
it, right? But what we can tell you is that we own the engine, we developed the engine ourselves. We have like at least 10 or 5 to 10 artists just on doing the NFTs. And how you can see it right now in the website is how it will look like in your wallet as well. Yeah. So it
Wow.
even so if you flip around if you go to our website at planetquest.io, you can demo the planet, right? You can actually turn the planet, and depending on where the sun is, for example, you can see the reflection of the algae in the planet, and it also follows the laws of physics a little bit, if you can see. Yeah, and that's really something very, very different compared to the PFP ones. Yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah.
the utility doesn't end there as well, right? Because that's where you play the game. It's not just pretty and very unique, but yeah.
Now, before Ember Sword and obviously now Planet Quest, what was the founder's background in games? Like, how did they come to start, um, or come into the crypto space and make I would call Ember Sword a success, very well known
Yeah.
project in the space. And
Mm.
go ahead.
Well, Lauren's story was that he said he liked as he was growing up, he realized he liked coding games more than playing them. so so I think his first ones was when he was about 13, 14. He started just bridging games um, through by extracting the code with them, and changing the expansions into real ones. Eventually, when he met our other co-founder John McCoy, when they were about I can't really link I can't really recall the full game, but they made their first games when they were about 20, 19 years old together, or rather, they made the first game together when they were at that age. And then sometime last year, so this is already after episode was released. I think they were thinking, you know, um, how can we really take um, ownership to the extreme? What does extreme ownership look like in a game? Right. So that already started with Episode. They wanted that's why the NFTs in that's why the leveling system in Episode is real different. Like the more you hack trees, you level up in everything that you do. And then you own NFTs after that. And I think in Planet Quest, our ownership is also a little bit extreme in the sense that you own entire planets. And the gears that you own entirely decide your classes, so I think it's really a vision giving uh, of giving people the best things in Web3, which is owning a piece of the internet, owning a piece of the game, and being rewarded for it. So that's how we're circling our tokenomics in giving back 40% to the community. That's how we're capping daily rewards instead of just letting everyone just farm willy-nilly. That's why we are um, um, approaching these in stages, and that's why we're having a planet sale with heavy discounts, for example. And that's how we're even allowing people to play to have 30 people in a single NFT compared to the normal ones. Yeah, all of it is really so that the community always feels empowered and they always win. So as soon as you enter the game, you get an NFT. If you really want to play our game, you don't need to connect to anything. You don't worry, it's risk free for you. You don't have to pay any money as well. So we're making it as approachable as possible so that the adoption rate is better for the crypto natives and the non-crypto natives. So I think that's the ultimate vision, and that really helps, right? And that makes the game scale as much. So we already have one esports team on board from Double Peak, which is the Kratos Guild. We're speaking to several other guilds now and other esports teams, and hopefully, what we'll have is a really hyper competitive space, right? That fits both the casuals and the hardcore gamers. And they can min max their gear. They can train their dodge rolls, a la Dark Souls. Yeah, and so many other fun things. Mm.
Apologies if you already shared this. So when is the application open?
Oh, so it's open now. You mean for the planets? It's open now.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, it's open for 7 more days, I believe.
Okay.
So all you need to do is go to our website called PlanetQuest.io, and there'll be a button there called Join the Sale. You can join the sale as an individual or as an organization. Most likely, you will join as an individual, and what's important for you to do is on the next few pages in the planet sale, you'll be asked to decide which faction you want the planet to be in, because we have three factions now. We have the that have some that have some politics and because the game will have different factions as well, right? So what I would advise for you to do is to tick all the boxes of all the factions, the three factions, that because we have different supplies for factions. So just maximize your chances of getting one by ticking all that. Then you can click the number of planets that you want, right? There's a cap for each person, of course. Like you can only apply for two legendary smacks, right? You can't apply for more than that. Or you can cap, I think it's about 15 or 20, 10 to 20, I think, for commons. Yeah, and so there's and after that is you key in your details, your name and your other details, your email, and then finally is the motivation page, which is you share, oh, this is why I should buy a planet, or this is why I think I should be allowed to buy a planet, because I attended the Nifty Nuggets AMA, and then you're like, oh, then I'll read
Oh,
that.
that's dope.
Correct. Let's go. So-
When you say name, like, do you have to like docs? Do you have to KYC?
yeah. So your name, I mean, there's no picture involved, right? So it's just your.
Okay.
Yeah. I think this also because there's some exclusions on whom we can sell and whom we cannot sell. But we'll try our best, to negotiate to see with legal on our legal team on which ones would be to allow as many people as possible to enter the sale. Yeah,
Let me guess. You guys are not allowing New Yorkers.
I have to check. I really don't have the.
I bet you don't. Um. Now.
I mean,
Um.
I mean, I guess. I mean, there's always workarounds, right? I'm not allowed to share, or to
Nah, nah,
endorse that, but
don't worry. We'll figure it out.
yeah.
Yeah, New York's got like New York and Cali, I think, has got like the really toughest restrictions when it has to do anything with
Mm.
crypto. Like sometimes you'll have like, oh yeah, we'll mess with America, but not you New Yorkers or Californians. Thank God I'm getting out of here. As soon as I get a license from Maine, I'll be
Yeah,
good to go.
where are you heading to?
I'm heading to Maine, which is closer to Canada.
Ooh,
Um,
nice.
yeah, maybe I can.
Good on you, man.
Yeah, maybe I can get some Canada love. Who knows? Canada gets way more stuff for crypto than
I think so.
Americans.
I think so too. Yeah, yeah.
Um, actually, that brings me to a curious thing. I don't know if the team is doxed, but if
It
any
is. They
information
are.
you
We are.
can,
We are.
they are. Where are they based out of?
So we're fully remote, right? You can find our inner. If you go to our website or if you go to our Medium, our Twitter has all the links as well. We also have a link tree. Um, Let me find our link tree. Let me see. Can I post this somewhere?
You right above the stage. There's the PlanetQuest AMA. That's the
Ah,
chat.
okay. Yeah. Okay, so I posted our link tree. You can look it up and you can see everything, most things that we have. Our Meet the Teams articles are there. Actually, if you can just Google our names, you can also find us on Google or on LinkedIn. So we were quite doxed, from the dev team to the founders. I'm doxed as well, right? Yeah. You can also you can read more in depth on our white paper and our articles where we flesh out the tokenomics, we flesh out the roadmap, we flesh out the utility of it all. We discuss why we chose a single token, for example, and whatnot. All of which can be found in our link tree. Yeah. Yeah, so where we based? Our founder is in Dubai right now. I'm in Singapore, so it's close to 3 a.m. for me. Our devs, some of our devs are in Romania and Turkey, I believe. Our main game lead is in the US. Yeah, Don, and
Wow,
yeah, in the world.
Singapore and Dubai. You guys are like in the crypto friendliest
Correct,
places in the world.
correct. Yeah. So yeah,
Good for
because we're
you.
fully remote.
Um, I know I touched on all of the questions I was curious on.
Hmm.
Um, another one or two might come to me, honestly. Let me double check if I have any more questions from the community. But what I
Oh,
would
I forgot.
ask you,
I wanted to share. Can I share one more thing?
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So if you apply for a planet, right, in 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 our sale, in fact, you don't even have to be whitelisted or allowed to buy, as long as you put in an application. You that actually functions as your raffle entry to get as much as 10,000 IMX. Yeah. This is
Whoa.
yeah. So IMX gave us a grant, and they were like, you know what? Actually, to if people want to apply, they can just apply, and who knows? They can get 10,000 IMX, or if they get the lower prices, the lowest that we're giving it is at 1,000 IMX, I believe. So there's still something so, for everyone, and as much as it's over, we're giving prizes to about over 50 people, so there's a lot of chances for people to win.
Wait,
Just for filling in an application. Yeah,
one person gets 10,000 and then there's more for like
correct,
smaller quantities, or you're breaking up
correct.
the
We're
10,000 that
breaking
was.
up. So the full grant is 20K. So the grand prize is 10K, and the rest is broken up to, I think, 5K and thousands. So altogether, it's about 50 plus. Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
What was the total grade? You said 20K, right?
20K IMX. Yeah.
Nice. And you guys are giving it all to the community. You're treasuring your company is not keeping any of the IMX
No, no,
tokens.
no. We're not keeping that, right? So as long as you apply, yeah, then you can stand a chance to win it. Mm, yeah. You
That
don't even
did
have to
that
hold you don't have to hold our NFTs or whatnot, right? So just apply and that's it. You don't even have I'm not sure if you don't even have to be in our server, but that would be nice, right? But the category that we have is as long as you put in an application, you get a raffle entry. That's it. Simple.
that that was the other questions I had. So when is minting day? Is it throughout the 7 day application process, or is it a
No,
particular
no, no,
minting
no.
day? Go ahead.
It'll be a while actually.
Okay.
Maybe at least a month. Yeah, because after the applications end in 7 days, we still have to go through the thousands of applications, right? We have to read every single one. And then after we read them and sift through and rank everything, and then we'll inform you via email, right? So it's important that when you key in your email, it's the right one, because that's how we inform you that hey, congrats, you're in. And then once we inform you, we'll also give you a link as to where you can mint, and that's when the transaction happens. So you don't even need the money now as well. All you need to do is put in an application, and the transaction and the minting will come later on after you've been selected.
You answered another question for me, like if you were going to verify funds. So you're not verifying funds. Is there any
No.
concern from the team, like that? Okay, you select XYZ number of applicants that you approve, but only a certain percentage of them actually mint because maybe they don't have the funds?
I mean, yeah, that's a risk, but I think that's fine for us, because the important thing is that you put in your application, and because some people want to, we can't really help it because some people want to maximize by choosing more planets, right? For example, they want to buy a rare planet and a common planet, but they just want to give themselves the option of maybe buying two rares or whatnot, or some a la carte way of doing it, right? Some subway way of doing it, and so they may not be able to buy, they may not want to buy other things from there, but because they want to keep themselves open to it, then we may not get them to cash out, right? But that's fine, right? Because it really depends on the supply anyway. So you're free to apply to as many planets as you want, and then just decide later based on how much you are allowed to, or allocated to, or allowed to buy. Mm. Does that make sense?
Wait, yeah, yeah. How many applications did you say you've already received?
Over 3,000. Yeah, 3.1K now, I think. Yeah. So that's, and I think the numbers is about over 25 million so far.
25 million what?
USD.
Okay. From the actual planets that have been applied for, correct?
Yeah, correct. Correct.
Now, what, if anything, is the team doing like to prevent it from being I guess I want to say botted, but what I really mean is like people submitting multiple requests, or is that just possible for me to submit requests for 8 different planets that I want?
No, no, that's possible. No, but each application is tied to a single wallet, right? So if you want to do that, then you'll have to, create a lot of dummy accounts to do that. Mm.
Okay, and but in each application, I can apply for multiple planets, correct?
Correct, 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 correct.
Now, so that kind of answers it. So if people put 10 different wallets, they're able to do 10 different applications, and the team's not really trying to prevent that. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's fair. We don't have a way. I mean, we'll find out at the end, right? There are ways to find these out anyway. There are ways of cracking down, based on IP and whatnot, if there's some abuse in it. But no, but we're not really. I don't think we're actively clamping it down, because we want to be. If we were to do that, then I think the application will be a lot more cumbersome. So we're just making it more cumbersome for us, but less cumbersome for you.
There are ways to find out. I don't want to put you on the spot. I'm just curious,
Yeah,
because I know if especially if the lands become very valuable, these are the kind of things some of our NFT
correct,
market
correct,
participants
correct.
do. So I wanted to make sure that the community is aware of that. Can you share with us the minting process? Is it? I haven't minted on IMX in a while, but last I minted, I remember you could. There were several different ways you can mint from like directly on IMX. You can mint from L1 to L2. Can you share with us what is the minting process? How is that going to work?
Um, I haven't really. I don't have the full details for it yet, but most likely what we'll have is, excuse me. It's gonna be on our site most likely. We'll create another page where you can mint. Yeah, no, we're not gonna go through a launcher or whatnot, if that's what you're asking. Yeah, so it'll be a separate link page that is um, probably a unique URL, and then from there on you can transact, and you will be given about, you'll have a timeline of when you'll be able to transact, maybe about a week. So we'll send you a link. Then the link will be live for about, maybe about a week max, a week or two max. And then if you don't, transact by then you forfeit the chance to do that. Mm.
But you don't know if it's directly on L2 or if it's like an L1 to L2 mint.
Oh no,
Sometimes
it's
they're
an
like
L2. It's an L2 mint. Yeah, yeah. Confirm it's an L2.
purely L2, right? So it's
Yeah.
minting directly from the IMX wallet.
Correct, correct. Which is the same
Got it.
case for all of our NFTs, right? The insignias and everything, it's all sent to your layer 2 IMX wallet.
And the funds, are the funds withdrawn from your layer 2 IMX wallet or from your layer 1?
Your layer two.
E4. Yeah, layer 2.
Yeah.
Right. Um,
Oh wait, no. We're also, I believe, we're also allowing for for layer one. Yeah, in case you didn't port it out to layer
uh,
two. Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I thought.
Yeah, and it's you can transact in USDC and ETH as well, I think. Although we prefer USDC. Yeah.
Um, I see that JP Larson asked if it was desktop browser, and you said desktop only for now, as IMAX is not live for mobile friendly.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
So our planetquest.io website is much better for desktop because we there's no way of connecting your wallet right now, right? To in mobile version. Yeah. Just I mean, maybe when IMX does it someday, then we'll do that as well. Mm. But for now, we're a bit limited by that tech. Yeah.
the only thing I want to see now is a gameplay vid, which I'll probably do sometime tonight. It's 3 p.m. here.
Oh, we don't
Where
have we don't have that yet. We just have the planets, really. we
I thought
did.
you said that not gameplay, but I thought you said that there was
Oh, that's
some type
closed.
of bit of
Sorry,
loot.
that's closed door. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Okay.
just for the devs only for now. It's not so presentable
Oh,
yet, right? So it's like a golden. It's just like a golden avatar with no face for now. So it's not so nice.
you
And
gotta leak it, man. Leak,
I gotta. I mean, yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. We're working on. Cause, but we work with a lot of artists, and
leak.
everyone wants it to be like the best presentable form, and so it was the same with the planets as well. We didn't really
So you
leak
guys
as
don't even. So,
mm.
so you guys don't even have the FOMO yet of when
No,
you
no, no,
actually
no.
release
Not yet.
gameplay footage, and this thing really gets really crazy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. By then, I'm sure it will. But at least when that drops, the people who participated now with that reduced price will be really really happy. Just as how they were happy when they joined in December, and the floor price of their free NFTs is like, 1.2, 1.4 ETH already for something they receive for free. Yeah, so it pays to be early. Yeah, it pays to be not really part of the hype for now, and to just really enjoy being part of the community. It's fun anyway, right? There's the stories, there's events, there's so many international communities. There's like meme officers and whatnot, and there's always games happening. Right now, if you join we're running what we call the Galactic Games, and just by playing Smash cards or whatnot, you can win IMX prizes, and not just willy nilly prizes, but real IMX prizes. So it's
So
quite fun.
Paulo, so who do I gotta grease with some ETH to get me some of these insignias airdrop that obviously I wasn't around for? Who who,
Oh,
who
you
do I
can
gotta
you
be sending these vibes to?
well, you can buy them on our on Token Shop or IMX,
Oh
right?
man,
Yeah,
but
but for now,
what?
the rarities that we're releasing now are really only common ones because there's a limited supply of the previous ones. Yeah.
Oh man, but I'm gonna need Benny to take care of me. Benny, you got some rares in that stack?
I do. I did buy some when they were about lower, like equivalent to about 300 USD, but now they're a lot higher.
What are
So
they going for?
um uh 1 second. I am actually 0.08, I think, for my rarity. Give me a quick thing. I have an
Not
epic
that bad. We're not
point zero
getting killed.
seven. Yeah, 0.07. But that's like the second best tier. It's 0.07 the floor, but the best tier for insignia is 1.2.
1.2?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh my god, we're getting
and they got
cracked.
it for free. Yeah, that's the thing. So, Stein.
Oh
Yeah,
my god, we're
but
getting cracked. Okay.
that's just the start. That's just the start. There are more NFTs
How
down
do
the
I
line.
search for the? I gotta go to legendary, right? Let me see.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You gotta go legendary, and you can see. Yeah,
Oof. Yeah, the floor on it is 1.2 ETH.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And you see a glitch insignia there, something that looks a little bit different. Because when we launched our Discord, then Discord kind of crashed because of the number of people that came. So some people were left out. So as an apology to them, we gave them glitch these different insignias. Mm.
JP Larson said, I bet I have a common insignia. You should know, man. Can you share with me if you know what's the supply of the legendaries? Like, how many of these legendary insignias are there? I don't see that many at all
100,
on the
100.
100 total, and I think there's probably only what's this?
Sorry, it's 300, right? But it's 100 per faction.
44 plus. It's like 47 of these on the market.
Yeah. So 47 out of 300. Mm.
On the market because other people are just diamond handing.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Wow.
because they want the airdrop, right? Because we're giving them our tokens according to the insignia that they hold. Mm.
The founders are lucky they didn't come because I would have been harassing them for an airdrop. For the
Well, there's
community.
still the planets, right? There's a lot of value for the planets right now.
No,
Yeah.
I know, but I'm looking to get the whole stack.
Yeah. No, but the insignia, yeah, truly, when we have more partners joining in, and they already are, and when they mint their own when they mint their own tokens, the insignias will also have a part of it. It's not just the PQX; it's also future partner airdrops. Mm.
Nice, nice. I'm pulling for you guys' success because I am really like I want to say it's hopium, but I think it's hopium with some I think with
With substance,
some
right? Yeah,
sense, like some data. Thank you
yeah,
for that.
yeah.
Which is that like we're in this bear market. I think that this bear market is probably going to be prolonged. Like some people are like,
Oh,
oh,
I
we
didn't
just
even
go.
tell you. I didn't
Go
even
ahead.
tell you about the valuation. It's 1 billion. Yeah,
One is the current valuation of PlanetQuest.
yeah, that's right.
Is that due to the funds you've already raised so far from VC?
That's right. Yeah.
Whoa,
So,
whoa.
so what I wanted to say, why? I mean, we revealed that in our recent AMA anyway, but the reason I'm saying that is that we really have enough funding to last us for 5 years, just to pay our staff, so we don't really need a lot of funding. But we're gunning for it, and why I'm mentioning that as well is to express how much confidence our investors have in us. So our leading, no, I said 1 billion, not 1 million. Yeah, from the chat.
But,
Yeah,
but have
so
you already raised $1 billion? Usually, the valuation from VC comes from the actual dollar per dollar raised, right?
that's right. Yeah. So,
Whoa. Well, who's
no,
leading? Who's
no,
the
no,
leading VC?
we didn't raise 1 billion, but we
Okay.
who's leading the round? The leading one leading round is Manuel Stotts or Kingsway Capital. Kingsway Capital is the biggest investor in Animoca. Yeah.
Mm. Wait, so you got one of the people? You don't. It's interesting because I was going to ask you if Animoca was one of the investors. So you have directly from the people that invested in Animoca.
That's right. Yeah, so we didn't. So instead of we were trying to play it differently. So you can check it out. I mean, Kingsway Capital has already even exited. Yeah, but they were the biggest ones. So they're very selective. They've only so far invested in Sandbox, I believe, and Animoca. So that's for our leading ones, and the other ones are Alameda Research, Double Peak, Sky Vision Capital, um, Prime Block Ventures, I believe, and several guilds like Infinity. IMAX also invested, of course. There's um, NFT to earn for the guilds. I think GuildFi, and several more down the line. Yeah, this week we are releasing our partnership with Rainmaker Games, and then we're also in talks with other guilds and esports teams. Hmm.
Well, what I was going to say is, I'm hoping that in this bear market, that some people say could just be like a few months, like maybe like 4 to 6 months or something like that. I think it probably lasts for like a year or two.
Yeah,
I'm,
that's what I'm
I'm
saying. Our applications are already over 3,000 with over 25 billion commits in a bear market. So I
well,
think
not
that
for
really.
you. well, yeah, I think it is. I think it supports what I'm gonna say next, which is I'm hoping that play to earn gaming in crypto decouples from the rest of the bear market. I'm hoping
Mm,
that games like yours launch towards the end of this year and attract so much players and so much capital, and so much revenue, better said, um, that it causes an influx of investment into the space and it
mm,
decouples from the rest of everything and goes on its own like bull run,
yeah, yeah,
um,
for sure.
to save us from a really rough bear market.
Mm,
As a matter of fact, I really do think that it's really up to NFTs and play and earn crypto gaming to save us from this bear market. To be
correct,
honest with
correct. It's the highest adoption rate. Yeah,
you. Yep.
GameFi. Yeah,
Yeah.
so we're bullish on that. And so are our community and investors. So I think that's why we really want to pave the way for that.
Well, Paulo, normally I love to talk to the founders, but you were awesome, so that's a
Oh,
plus.
thanks, Jack.
Um, um, I touched on everything that I was curious about. I believe I touched on in all of the community questions. If
Mm.
there are any, feel free to ask as we cap this off. But what I would ask you, Paulo, is what I normally ask people: like anything that you feel that we didn't touch on, or something that you would just like to elaborate on further. Feel free. The floor is yours.
Yeah, like and subscribe. No. So just to recap, you can just reach us at planetquest.io. Our planet sale is live for 7 more days. If you put in an application, you can stand a chance to win as much as 10,000 IMX or about 1,000 IMX. Yeah, and it'll be check us out. Yeah, it's the Discord is a bit crowded, but we have a lot of good support there. Our mods are excellent, and from most languages as well. Whatever language you speak, there'll be someone there who'll be taking care of you. Yeah, there are weekly events, multiple weekly events, and monthly drops that there's more than enough to get things going for you. Yeah.
Let's go.
Go!
All right. I think we are all done as far as can we just put sauce in our application. Well, listen, you guys heard. So in that questionnaire, like when you're giving your reasoning for why you feel that you should be selected, one of the things that you can say is that you attended this AMA. And I would just probably highlight something that you really liked about the information that you received from Paulo in this AMA. And you can just run up on them and tell them, "Hey, we're your neighbors, so you kind of gotta have to accept our application." Like,
For sure,
yeah.
for sure.
Um,
Yeah.
but as usual, shout out to our Nifty Nuggets for attending today.
Thank
Big
you.
shout out to whoever brought Planet Quest. I believe it was Cloud. Cloud. If it wasn't you, please let me know who did.
Yeah, it's clouded concept. Yeah.
Cloud, big shout out to Concept. Big shout out to you, Paulo. Thank you for coming by and sharing about the Planet Quest project. I've been seeing you guys for a while on the IMX marketplace, so I know you guys were the big boys because you've been just up there sitting there like we are Planet Quest.
And so are
Hear
you
us
guys.
roar.
Yeah.
It's fun to finally get to hear firsthand about the
Yeah.
project, and now I'll be looking for how to become a serious investor in Planet Quest.
Oh,
Thank you.
nice. Thanks for that, Jack. Thanks for having me. Concept and Cloud, thanks for bringing me in. Player One for accommodating me earlier as well, and thanks for hosting Attract. I hope to see you in the PlanetQuest server, and I'll be sure to bring some friends over here as well. Mm.
Let's go.
Let's go!
And that's going to cap off another awesome event here, the Planet Quest AMA, hosted by Nifty Nuggets.
Woohoo!
And I'm going to wish everybody a great day, night, wherever you are, however you are. Bye bye.
Yeah, take care, everyone. Bye.
Take care.
If you like this AMA, reminder to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get access to our future AMAs. We also have a main YouTube channel where we are covering wider topics in the crypto and Web3 sphere. So if you're interested in any of that information, please make sure to find the Nifty Nuggets on YouTube. You can also follow us on Twitter at NuggetsNifty, and make sure to leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We'll see you all next time.